All right, we started, and here we go. We are live. Nice. Cool. So we wait for some comments from you guys and then we start. So let's see who will join first. Today I have no idea what to do, but I was thinking also to check some of the lead code questions that we did before. All right, so. Yeah, we are on. There is a viewer already. Nice. Hey, Next, how are you? How's it going, mate? All good? It's very funny on Twitch. I can click on something and I know exactly when did someone start to follow. So Next year on Twitch start to follow on 13th of March. That's cool. Not so long ago then. Nice. Oh, we are 199 followers already here. So I see actually some people already watched the streams while I'm not streaming, and yeah, all good from my side, all good. I have a question already on TikTok. Someone saying, do you think the CS50 Harbor Python course is good for beginners? I think, yeah, it is a really good one. I checked once on EDX, I think that's where they are. And honestly, they're awesome. They have everything that you need. So why not? I mean, that's a good thing to start with at least. Do I like cybersecurity? I like it as a field, but I don't think that I'm the one for it. So probably I will keep just doing web development for the moment. Cool. I was thinking actually maybe we can talk a bit about React and yeah, some questions from React. Let me also pop the chat on Twitch because that's something that I need to do actually. Interesting. Cool. I just popped up the chat and now we have the possibility to see it on the left side of the screen. Nice. So guys, do you have any questions, anything coming up to your mind? Do you think it's worth paying for the certificate in the end? I think not paying for the certificate, that would be really unnecessary. Yeah, what would be worth it is just to follow it and watch it, and that's it. Don't pay for anything. Are you a student though? If you are a student also, I would require you to maybe go to Front-End Masters and maybe learn a bit about what they provide there. That would be like really a good thing to do because they provide really good courses also for CS mastery and JavaScript mastery if you are following actually the JavaScript part of it. Otherwise, just keep up with with whatever you are following. For example, the CS major part, and then you move to another stuff. Good. I'm already destroyed today. I'm yawning. No problem. I wish that helped. Where are you from, by the way? I need to know. Maybe I can just give you more better suggestions. But overall, I mean, yeah, you can follow like that and go on. Let me see. Oh, did we do this one last time? We took the blacklist part and the login form mutation into an error state, and then we updated the fetcher as well. Seems something that I don't want to do. Yeah, for sure. I'll discard all this. I really don't need this. For now, at least. Germany. Alright. Me too. I live in Germany, but I'm not German. So the thing is that I can tell you here is maybe to get it and not pay for it, because nobody in Germany will actually focus on that one and say, yeah, she paid for the certificate. Hell no, nobody will actually focus on that. So just get it, watch it, and never pay for anything. Keep learning, and that's it. Certifications are really not important, honestly. Yeah. Some guy followed the live stream, and his name is 3 Missed Calls. That's totally nice. What code editor you use? I'm using NeoVim. By the way, I have it on my link tree now. I fixed the problem. Everybody can go there and follow me on GitHub as well, or maybe check my Twitch account or wherever. Oh, let me actually share a link for you. You will be able to see everything there, so yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, now I can paste the link in the chat and you will be able to see it. Also, I'm going to paste the same thing on Twitch. You like PNPM more than NPM? Both of them works for me. I think PNPM is more filtered, so if you like your packages updated and with the latest stuff, probably PNPM is good for you, but it doesn't matter, honestly. PNPM, NPM, anything, Yarn, everything for me works the same. Why not use VS Code? Isn't it so much better? It is so much better. It's just me as a preference. I wanted to learn Vim. Maybe it's just this year and then I will change something else in the future. So it depends. It depends also on my preferences. Yeah. Cool. I actually don't remember what we were doing last time, but today we might work on something new. I don't know, honestly, what we will work on. Let's see. What is this Z editor? I don't know about it. Let me check it. Is it Vim based? Yeah, it looks Vim based actually. Yes. All right. It has Vim mode already. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, probably. Also, VS Code has Vim mode, but VS Code Vim mode is not the best for me, honestly. Yeah, I am used to use keyboard more than mouse, but lately I don't. I do both, honestly. I don't know, I do both, kind of. It's not like a preference or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, this Z thingy, maybe I will try it. It looks good, actually. Nice. So yeah. It's made on Rust. Well, that explains it. Rust is really good when building terminals, like things like that. IDEs, Rust is always the one to go. Mohammed Osman asked what actually you are making. So this application is actually running. I can show you. Let me share my screen firstly. And yeah, by sharing my screen, I will just share with you also my Twitch. So this is the Twitch. There's also viewers there. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, make sure also to go and yeah, check my Linktree link that I shared in the chat. So right now I'll just talk you to the app where I am using my extension to log in. Let me just do it again. I forgot actually that I have accounts everywhere now. Alright, so this is the application that we built. It connects to an SQLite database, and here it does gather your to-dos like that. You may edit them as well. Press here and it will edit. Yeah, I should actually also go for enter, so when you click enter you also can save. That's bad, but anything will be appreciated if you want to add that as kind of like PR. I'll accept that. So if anybody want to help. And here there's a bug actually. When I zoomed in, zoomed out, yeah, seems like there was a bug here, but it's all fixed. And these are white noises you can listen to while you are studying or doing your to-dos basically, and this works as well. Yeah. Very nice, actually. Nice. Cool. I mean, that's the application for now. It's not like a big deal. We made it into like small services, and we tried to also make it work with React and Express and all of that. Yeah, so it worked very well, actually. I think I am really happy with it. We also even took it and did it with Coolify on our VM. So soonly I will actually put that into website, so you guys can also check. I use Tailwind for styling. Yeah. Exa said she or he had trying to learn website design, but I need to learn how to code. Please help me. Any tips? I'm learning by myself. Yeah, I mean, I always say this. I always have talked about roadmaps, and yeah, sorry for that. So she asked about that. All right. I was actually sharing this a lot of times on my stream, and I say to people, please do search for a roadmap so you can kind of like reverse engineer the whole thing, right? And searching for a roadmap for you as a developer is sometimes hard. Believe me, it's really hard. So you might actually want to follow other people doing this for you. So what I mean by that, you might want to actually go like this. So if I go and actually do it like this, I imagine myself here at t equal 0. what a mouse play there, equals 0 seconds. So yeah, you have like a spectrum. I always say this is kind of like your experience, let's say, right? And you are starting for sure an exponential drive where you don't know what to do, and it's always like feels like a straight line, but actually you are growing slowly, right? So introduce yourself to CSS, HTML here as well, like JavaScript along the way, right? The moment that you don't know what is happening and you find yourself doing tutorial hell, this will become like I don't know, like this kind of, it's just up and down, right? What we call in French, actually, I think courbe sinusoidal. I think that's what they call it, but I don't know. So the thing is that at this moment, this is here, you want maybe to decide to actually go into a roadmap. And when I say a roadmap, there is actually people who did this for you, where they put everything into a website. And they'll be like, yeah, if you learn CSS, start making layouts, and start learning Flexbox, grids, responsive design, Bootstrap or Tailwind. For you, for not knowing any framework, this will be the best thing for you, actually. Hello, Rev. I saw your comment right now on Twitch. So yeah, this moment actually will be really good for you when you learn frameworks correctly from people that know what they are doing. And then you move slowly into all this roadmap. No, exactly here you will do this, but you'll also be flat again with another imposter syndrome. So your life will become like going up flat, going up flat. So this is a new marathon each time you're actually learning something new. So make sure that you actually have multiple marathons, and when you are a marathon 10, know that you actually have marathon 100 at some point. Each time comes with a new thing. Maybe here you are interested in DevOps, and then you are actually exploring another roadmap that you're probably now interested in, with you knowing already web frameworks and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure that you do this. And I don't know, Next said this is the Dunning-Kruger effect. I think, I don't know who is that, but Dunning-Kruger effect. Yeah, I think the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people with limited competence or a particular domain overestimate their abilities. It was first described by the, okay, so this is kind of like related also to people by competence kind of graphs. And yeah, seems like a bit off from what we're talking about, but still here then you can say that this Dunning-Kruger will work perfectly, because if you know JS and you know HTML and you know CSS, you probably feel on the top of the world, like you feel here, like, oh my gosh, I'm on my steep, but you don't know that there is another mountain you have to climb, kind of, right? So this is a big thing also that you need to know when you are doing this kind of stuff. So make sure that you actually check roadmaps, and keep going, because that's what will make you different from other developers. And that's it. I mean, keep also I would say this like that, keep also learning. And this is like, imagine if you have a deck of cards, right? We said like you have the 7 of spades or whatever it's called, I don't know how even to do them like that. And you have the 7 dinari, what we call in Arabic, but you always miss a new piece, right? Which is the 4th one. Here you can say, okay, I will have a joker for this, which means that I will learn a new skill that makes me actually better in the market. There is nothing bad with this, because if you have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, let's say this is your third card, it's always good to like introduce a new skill. For example, design, right? You say, hey, I'm good at design. Hey, I'm good at marketing. And this is not bad, because you might be actually wanted at this point, wanted by companies who want to go and into the like growth marketing, kind of growth web with marketing, like career stuff like that. So you can be a good PM if you know design, marketing, and a bit of the three, right? But the thing is that also it's good to understand the basics and what you want to do, and that's why I always say learn your basics and learn your stuff before you start. Hey there, I see a lot of comments now from people that I know in the chat, so I will answer to all of them. And yeah, I mean, school will help you a lot. School will put you here, actually. School actually might put you on any part of this spectrum here, but it depends also how much you love your stuff. I met people in school who are seniors. Believe me, like, he was in school and he was a senior already. He knows everything, honestly. Like, and I met people in school who didn't know what is HTML. So the thing is that either this or that, right? So if you're coming actually from a field where you don't know all of this stuff, then you actually need to know exactly what you're doing, right? And you will say, okay, I will go and learn this front-end development, but I don't have someone who actually give me like a career path, right? So I will follow this roadmap until I customize it myself. Exa said she's doing nursing, and some guys that stick to nursing. Sean, well, I mean, it depends, right? Also, Cybuds is on Twitch for the first time. Hey, welcome, buddy. We tend to welcome everybody who's new here. Please follow if you are new. Actually, we are talking about front-end development and roadmaps and how you can reverse engineer the whole thing to get whatever you need, and also to breach the market. Like, literally, the word breach is the correct word to use here, because as if you don't know nothing and you feel like you're creative and you can really have this, I will think about it like this. If you are like, and let's just forget about this part here. I will get back to it. And we were actually talking about this marathons part and how you learn and all of that. So we're trying to draw and at the same time talk to the user, to the followers. So let's say if you are, let's say if you game a lot, right? You have a lot of knowledge of gaming, right? You probably love math a bit, right? So you like math. Let's say you have like really good geometry level where you study geometry in space or something like that, and you know how to draw a cube, let's say, or something like that. And then you got interested in actually drawing, and you started actually to go into video games, and you learned about Fortnite and then Epic Engine, and then you started from Epic Engine to actually build some small games, right? And you do this as a hobby, right? This moment, if you actually could do your first game, let's say, right? This is the moment where you need to think about it as a job. If this is what you feel like, and let's say you also have a package, I built this like this, it's your backpack that you come with. And let's say you're an introvert, you don't like to work with people, you like machines, and you buy the latest MacBook each time it goes out. So you're an enthusiast, basically, right? So you're a A++ tech guy or something. Then this itself, it's actually giving you signs. It's like, hey, why not you just go and learn something about all of this? Because honestly, at this moment, you're a nerd, right? So if you are a nerd, maybe you can be actually a good developer. Maybe you can actually build a future out of this, right? So I'm sorry, like I draw whatever I say, and sometimes it makes no sense what I'm doing here, but I'm trying to also stick these words into your brain, because that's how I tend to work even, like, right? So we nerds love to play video games. Like, okay, who in the chat played GTA 5? Okay, you know what? There's different type of people. Let me explain to you. This is like, this is what I saw and what I got from like my career working with people that are in dev, right? People who like games like Civ, like Civilizations. People who like Age of Empire. People who like, let me think. like Red Alert. Like this is a very, very, very old game. And Commandos, if you know it, like this game that's strategic games, these are people that literally are always back dev, and for some reason I don't know how. And like Heroes 3, yeah, why not? I don't know why, but everybody that told me about, hey, did you play Civ 6? Hey, did you do this or that? These people are actually the ones that do Java, because honestly, this is when Java will become like the only automatic thing that they will learn, because they probably got into development or into coding when they were like, when it was 2010, let's say, or 2005, or some area there. So they are already now maybe 35 years old plus, right? The thing is, people that does Python though, they are either League of Legends players, Valorant players, because these actually got introduced to gaming rather late. GTA 5, for example, and these are the people that have gamer PCs, and they are sometimes not even gamers. So these are Python developers. Why I feel like this is, from my perspective, how I actually tend to know people, what they play. And these also started playing maybe around the 2010, and they were like really underage at that time. And then now they got into universities around 2020, you start playing Valorant, and then they got introduced in coding, and their favorite game is Valorant or something like that. But there is other type. This is like the architectural type. The people that I feel like I cannot talk to because they use Vim as a development environment. Like me, I do also use Vim. So if you talk to some guy and he told you, oh, I play Portal, or hey, he plays like Cube 4 or something like that. There is these games that you never hear before. And the C++ developers also here, like these are the C++ C developers, kind of like. And these people honestly are the guys that played games that you never heard of, right? So give me a game that nobody heard of and it's like epic, like something like, not that nobody heard of, but maybe it's not very common, right? Oh, okay. So here we have a friend who was 25. I use JetBrains. Assumptions, no time for that. Age of Empires. All right, Age of Empires, I put it here because these are the backend developers, where I feel like the Java people will only play these. The Civilization 6. What about Fortnite? Fortnite, we can put it with the Python people here. I think this is from my perspective. This is where I feel. Sam said Terraria. Terraria, I think, is an OG game. True. Actually, I think Terraria will be here because you know that in Terraria you can create a lot of things. Like there is this game also about how you can survive winters and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, what is this called? It's on Game Pass as well. Rocket League, you're not a dev. Rocket League, you are a PM probably. I'm kidding, bro. Anno, you are here. I mean, Anno, you're an architect. Anno is fairly old, honestly. Yeah. Tekken, most of game made by Unreal Engine is using C+ or C#. Yeah, correct. I'm in Fortnite era. Benzo, I bet 100 euros that you are using Python as a developer. Not Forest. Like there is this game. It's like Civilization. You build like around like a thing. Like you have like a generator and you build. It's fairly new. What is it called? Like, not Forest. Honestly, it's Frostpunk or something like that. Frostpunk? I think I can show you. Yeah, Frostpunk 2. There was like this game. Yeah, Frostpunk. Yeah, this one. Yeah, that one, if you play it, you're a beast. I mean, yeah, I mean, just was kidding, right? So I was talking about how you can make yourself a good developer. And there is like this steep that happens in the beginning where you feel like, okay, this is a mountain. Sorry, I tend to draw very badly. But let's say you are on the tip of the mountain and you feel like, okay, I am on the top of the world. I know React. And by the way, when you know React actually for JS developers is a good thing to know. Like a plus, you can put it in your CV, right? But knowing only React and what comes with it puts you in this like box of only things that React use. So hooks and states and stuff like that. Let's say like this is what when I talk about Redux, stuff like that, like you know, Zustand, maybe, you know, TenStack, you know, these kind of stuff, right? So you know, stuff that only like maybe framework related, and React mostly use them. Hey David there, how are you? The fancy stuff, right? And then you will be lost here, because here is when you don't use API functions anymore. You know where I lost it? Like if I use Tailwind, for example, and let's say because I use Tailwind as my CSS basically framework, I tend now to not know what to use whenever I do a grid. Like I forgot that the grid is display. I think it's display grid, like this, and then grid dash template dash columns, right? And then you put like a repeat, like this repeat, and then you put like maybe 2. You want a grid of 2, and then you put here auto if you want to take like the whole width of the parent, or you put here 200 pixels to fix it as for everything is 200 pixels, right? So this, I literally forgot how to do it. I just came back recently and checked it. The thing is that with Tailwind, you will do it like this. You will write class of flex. You will do like call, or not like that. Actually, I forgot it also. This one, I think grid calls 2. And then it takes care of everything. Let's say you want to do rows as well. No problem. Grid rows 2. And then if you want to do it like this, then you know exactly that you're having this available first div, second div, third div, fourth div, right? So how is this coding at this point? It's just remembering stuff, right? That's why using AI is not bad. All right, it's not bad at all. It's fine. Use AI, because AI will save you time to get you this stuff going, right? You know what? Who of you all right now, tell me without checking Google, how can I make a Tailwind class that makes the grid starts from here? Okay, skip this one, starts here, skip this one, and starts here. So I want my grid always on the left to be empty. Who knows the class? Who knows this class, right? And I will wait for your comments please without Googling. Just try to take a guess, right? Jotai, yeah, I love Jotai. Actually, I was refused from an interview because of Jotai. I didn't know it at the time. I was like, huh, really? Not reverse. You're not reversing anything here. You're just skipping a grid point, basically. What else? Great, teach me. All right, so here we have Sam saying, I'm slowly trying to transfer intermediate level Python in skills into C++ dev so I can pursue software and development. All right, Rev wrote a lot of comments on Twitch. I'm gonna read them as well. He said, I was on tutorial hell, which I watched a lot of videos and read a lot, but didn't take many actions. So a few days ago, I decided that the max videos I watch per day is 1. To make it more interesting to me, I wanted to let universe decide while I learn every day. So what I did, this is random generator online, which writes different words, and then you press spin in random generator. I wrote this option, Figma practice, blah, blah, blah. And then he picks one topic, I suppose, where he study per day. Man, Rev, I wish if I had your mindset. It looks like you are already getting good with what you want to learn and whatnot. And that's really awesome. Like, what we call in Arabic, يتصالح مع نفسه, which means that you accept yourself as who you are and you start to just take actions, right? So he did it. I mean, he just was one step ahead of us, and that's good. All right, so here, what I was talking, this is like called grid, no, not grid start. Actually, I also forgot it, but you can say call start, and you choose which one, so 2, right? And then you know exactly that you're starting from this call, right? That's it. I have a Twitch account, by the way. I am now streaming on Twitch at the same time. By the way, guys, I will share with you my link tree. So if you go here, oh my gosh, I didn't put Twitch here, right? So everything that you see above me, I know that you see like the screen, but also there is code. The code that you will see is actually on here. You can go and follow me, and then you can go to White Noise app here, where you will find everything about this application. It's called White Noise. And then also on Twitch, here you go. This is where I'm streaming right now. I have 200 followers actually. That's nice. And on TikTok, I seem to have more because it's diffusable more to the public. And yeah, some guy said he didn't know that I'm Arab. He thought that I'm Turkish. No, I'm Arab 100%. I'm from Tunisia. And I speak Arabic 100%. I speak Arabic, English, French, Russian, and Russian because of my wife. She's Russian, and so on and so forth. I learned every language because of school, basically. Oh, okay. With Bootstrap, you use offsets. That's something that I don't know. Yeah, Ovidio said that. You don't have a Twitch account. I do. I found in Flutter as well. It's still column and rows layout that has been abandoned in HTML5. You know why Flutter is more like it's more actually, yeah, it's more, I think, Ionic based. So Ionic was the one that turned React into React Native. So if you don't Ionic before React Native comes in, before all this native stuff came in, Ionic was the one that you'd give it web application and turns it into like a software for mobiles. Bonsoir. And then and then Ionic made it like everything like a grid system. So if you are actually, remember, if you ever coded with Android Studio, you have fragments, and fragments are basically your screen turned into grids. And that's correct. I mean, if you are working with Flutter, you will have it all the time. But for me, I tend not to code for Flutter or whatever. I don't touch anything about JavaScript. Honestly, I feel like I will get lost. I'm stupid. I don't want to go into a lot of stuff at the same time and then lose my career because honestly I have kind of like that what we call in Arabic also al-waswas al-qahri, which means that if you know something you cannot get rid of it until you do it. And that's like thing that in my head, like it keeps repeating, like how do I do this, how do I do this, how do I do this, like, and then I need to do it basically to learn the whole thing, or to read the full book of Java that I don't need in my career. And that's it. You kind of like go on and forth. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, and also it's almost impossible, as Dine Auto Handle said. It's almost impossible to keep track with all tech, iOS, Android, web, and backend. Correct. What language is that? We are doing JavaScript. Oh, Rev said his wife is Ukrainian and he knows a very little of Russian. That's nice. I studied actually in Russia for my master's. That's why I learned it well. Not well. I was like with B1, B2 level, I think, when I exited, which was good. I could have handled a conversation, but I got very much better when I got married to a Russian, because then you are hearing Russian all day, right? Yeah, that's it. I mean, you asked a lot of very good questions. I'm really like what you guys tend to ask today and every day. So we know exactly that we stream every day. Sometimes I skip a day because I'd be like sick to the top, but honestly, yeah, that's just life. And I try my best to kind of like build with you stuff here, or maybe talk. Today we are having a QA session and we will keep talking about this application, and also maybe listening to you what you want to build in the future. Yeah, that will be also a good thing. By the way, I have an interview tomorrow. I have a very very good interview, like for this company. I'm not gonna say its name, it's just dumb to do it, but this company, basically they do leasing for cars basically and stuff like that, and they have like a platform that they share with the public now, and they need to actually share this platform to as much people and not have the problem with the platform not being readable enough for something like that. So what I said to them, okay, I can work for you, just give me like an example to work on. And they told me, yeah, we'll give you a task, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for your task. But then they changed the fact that I saw that I code every day and stuff like that. I said, no, you know what, we will do pair programming with you, because we want to see also how you think. And because they know if they give me like something to do at home, I will ace it, I will make it perfect. Like nobody will know that I will be like ChatGPT code, but it's a human. So I will copy any application that I have and just change a lot of things, and I will do it in an hour. But the thing is that they want more to pair program with me and to see how I kind of think. Yeah, this is a good question. I will tell you exactly how, are you a junior or senior, or what's your level, so I know exactly what to give you, what kind of questions, because for me it's a senior level. I think job, yes, I think so. I think so, yeah. And mid to senior, I think, I'm not sure. I didn't read, but I tend always to say I'm senior, and I get well with it. Hey Ron, hey there. Hey Twitch, what are you doing? And yeah, so the thing is that I can remember from this, when I started, and always I will go with this t equals 0 seconds experience. So I remember my first React, my first React interviews. Let's say this is for the first year of doing React. They were about firstly hooks, right? They ask you a lot of hooks, especially the use memo hook. I have no idea why people tend to ask about the use memo a lot, but what use memo is actually to memoize a component or to memoize a function. Actually, if in order to memoize a function, use callback hook, right? And I will give you the differences. So the use memo can be actually into like a component that you want to actually load whenever it's needed, and you don't want to computate it or re-render it a lot of times. So this is kind of think the example of a spinner, for example, right? The spinner tend to be always a memoized component, right? The use callback though, the use callback is a bit different because use, oh man, what I'm typing, use, I'll call it UCB, yeah. UCB or use callback function is what you kind of do whenever you actually want to save a computation. So let's say you are actually doing a call to your API once, right? And then you get some data, and with this data you computate. So you will calculate something, let's say do A plus B, right? You want to do only A plus B if A is changed or B is changed. If anything else changed, don't please use that function or re-render that function, right? This is something that I got asked a lot. The second thing though that they tend to ask about, which is also surprising for me, is the fact that they use about learning how to do hooks, like use debounce, for example. Use debounce, they ask it a lot because they want to see what you think about use debounce and how you actually create it. So the use debounce will take a value, let's say, or the debounced value, and a time span, like for that time you want to spend for the debounce exactly. And this tends to be like a Node.js timeout, and this tends to be strings for some reason. Sometimes you use it with an input, then you are returning string. Yeah, I can share my GitHub repo for sure. I'll share with you the link tree here. Yeah, so you can actually see everything. You can see my Instagram, my LinkedIn. I think I didn't put my LinkedIn. I don't put my Discord server, my email if you want to contact me there. GitHub, Instagram, YouTube as well, TikTok. That's it. I even forgot to put Twitch, by the way. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have any question, please ask. And this is something that you can create from scratch. We have something, we have an example actually for this in our application right now. I can show you how that works. So if I do actually, I think I have it as use debounce, yeah. So this is the application. It takes a value and a delay. And why it takes a value? Because to return the debounce value. So it's kind of like taking a value as a state and return it as a debounce value. Kind of stupid, but that's it. I mean, whenever the value updates, which we are creating here, the use effect for that, you are actually tending to kind of like not send anything to the API and wait for the bouncer to clear out completely. So you put the delay for 2 seconds, then you wait 2 seconds to send data back, to send the bounce value back. And yeah, you can use this anywhere. And as you see, it takes a string and a number, delay is a number. And here, actually, you can even not use this, use ref. You can actually do here const timer, like literally, like create a const timer and send this to null and move forward, or maybe, yeah, whatever, and move forward with just not creating this here. So you need only one state to return. And And actually thinking about it, you don't even also need a state, but I think for both ways, you just create this user fact. This is needed, where you get the timer to get a set timeout and also clear that timeout as well. So this is something that they tend to ask you to do in an interview, and I think it might be a really good idea to do it and to learn it, even to memorize it 100%. Hooks could be more comprehensive. Yeah. All right, I have Twitch as well, by the way. So for people who are asking about Twitch, I am on Twitch right now. I'll also share with you that. What we are creating here, I think I have showed you the application already. I have a timer already running here, the to-do list, and white noises. So for now, we need to introduce a new feature. I don't know what to introduce now. Maybe your chat actually let me know what you want to see, and I will let you know if we can build it today or not. View or React. We are doing React here. Yeah, Twitch is there in the link, so I will just pin it. Set time needs to be a var or defined when rendered. Not really, because it can be a state anyhow. Are you linking with Zod notification? Yeah, I'm doing notification with Zod, but only Zod for validation. So what I'm doing here exactly is that I have a schema inside my backend though. This is where I use Zod in the backend. It's like stupid though, but yeah, I tend to not care much about it in the backend because the frontend already takes Zod completely serious. And if you check the frontend about this part, I have fully schema for also login again, which is the same schema somehow. And then you go to components, and then we have a component called login. Actually, I can just login form. I think it's called login form. Oh, I forgot actually even how to type now. Here you go. This one where you have Zod completely impressively done and installed, which is good. You can read that and let me know if you have any questions. Cool, guys. I mean, you all have good questions today. Yeah. This project level on senior. Actually, this project level is anything you can. I don't think that it is senior level project or something like that. The seniority here is defined based on what you use and how much you use it for. So for me, using React Hook Forms was the first time. Using Zod was not the first time, but yeah, I wasn't using actually Passport.js was my first time. So I tend to also make a lot of problems, and but I actually I feel like the part with React was a bit senior for me because I am good with that, but the part with backend I need a lot of help. And by the way, I didn't even show you that we have this actually installed right now on a Qualify server. So we did the Qualify instance setup, and we have everything set up, and also we have this application online right now. But the thing is, we still don't have maybe we need to buy it like like a name domain or something like that, domain name, and make it available for everybody. All right, so here David is actually saying a good thing about the opinion when you get prepared to answer meta basis stuff. Yeah, you need always to know how to answer the basis so you can actually code later on, so they can actually look at you when you're coding because they want to take you even seriously, right? How do you manage to be a full-time dad, work and code in your free time? Honestly, that's for me, it's not about manageable thing like how to manage stuff. It's just how I just, whenever I have free time, I just log in and start working on something. But lately I lost it. Like for example, in the next few days my wife is going to travel, so I'm gonna be with the kids, so I will be very tired. Probably I'll stream, yes, but whenever he's asleep, and his sleep is not really good, so he can wake up at any time, so I need to be smart. He sleeps and I start live streaming, and or he will be live streaming with me. Maybe I'll have him on my lap at some point, so it would be a really cool thing to have. Also, maybe a baby will help out to get more views. I'm kidding, by the way. Yeah. Tips on learning GS, sir, and I don't need to study all and hope you answer me. I need to tips from a pro. Yeah, this question from, it's no Neko, his name is. I think for me, GS is one of the languages that you can have on a full front and back end part, where you can build backends with it, front end with it. First of all, choose your lane. Let's say you want to learn front end, learn event listeners, learn how the API functions from JavaScript, like map, like all these functions that are needed, how to use sets and stuff like that. Actually, you know what? I'll show you something. I think I have what is it called, challenge something? Yeah, here you go. This is a challenge part where I actually need to see it because tomorrow also I have an interview. So this is one of the things that you can do, like function for deep equal. But I want actually to show you a reducer function. Why? Because it tends to use actually the, yeah, so for example here we are using the Ispolendrum problem. Yeah, toString is not is an API function for strings. Split is an API function for strings. Reverse is for maps and arrays. Join for arrays and strings as well. And that's it. I mean, you need to use them properly. And actually I was about to show you a set. So this is longest substring, right? So how do you work with this? How anybody can actually tell us how to do this long substring problem differently? I mean, this is one of the problems that I feel like, yeah, this is one of the ways to do it. You just do like pointers from both way, and you can also memorize how much strings you pass by, and you just show them. But also the best way to use it is using a set, which is best way to do it. And if you go like a set like this, you show that you know exactly what you're working with. If you can do arrays or whatever, but here a for loop with a while is a bit complex for junior, for example, to just do something like this, even though that he won't think about using a set or a max length or a left or whatever. This actually returns the length, so it doesn't return actually the string itself. Yeah. So we are actually saving in that set how many the length of basically of or actually not, we are returning the max length directly, and we're not storing anything, but left or right here is just how you move through the array, right? Cool. I mean, is there another set maybe where I used set? Yeah, let me go. Yeah, here also is a good example where I used the set. Actually, I would rather look at what you're writing, guys, so I know exactly what to answer here. Are you using no Copilot agent? No, I'm not using Copilot at all. I'm actually, lately, I just got rid of ChatGPT from my code. Yeah. Just to actually be able to learn, because some guy told me once when I was in an interview, he told me, yeah, you know your stuff, but the code is not in the tip of your fingers. And for me, that was like an insult, because honestly, yeah, I need to do that. I need to learn myself how to write some code snippets, because snippets sometimes help. If I tell you now, hey, go to Zustand and create an action and a reducer, or maybe an action and a state, and get the state, you will probably go to ChatGPT for that. That's bad. It's just global store dot users, for example, then you open parentheses, do state as an argument, and then return a state dot something, and then you get your value. So if you are going for ChatGPT to do that, then you need to question yourself. And here one of our users says, yeah, I like how the Gen Z question are all about AI probably. And he's right. I mean, I know to handle. Because honestly, if you are asking about AI, how can you not do this with AI? Why you're not doing this with AI? Why? It is just a question as if why the sky is blue, right? Yeah, also Pro Evils came to the chat, said memorizing library syntax is not a measure of a skill. I'm not saying that. When did I say memorizing it? I said that if you are actually not knowing that global state of Zustand takes an argument, and actually you write global state, you open parentheses, it tells you, hey, in VS Code, for example, it tells you, hey, I need a callback function to return the state. If you go to ChatGPT to ask, hi, how can I actually return the state, then you don't know how to do a callback. That was it. That's what I wanted to say. So kinda you need to know this. You use it every day. How can you forget about that? I mean, how can you forget about using a user effect? Let's say it like that. Do you use, every time you use a user effect, do you go to ChatGPT for that? Questionable for me, honestly, if you are going to do it with ChatGPT every time, or ask Copilot or whatever. I'm not the interviewer. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not going to interview tomorrow. So I have an interview actually tomorrow with a company that they're going to interview me for React. You know what? They sent me actually an email. Let me check. This is what they told me, right? It's actually senior position where I tend to maybe shine or flop. But let's say, let me see actually what they sent me. They told me, so for tomorrow, I need basic knowledge of React. They wrote into parentheses, no custom hooks, deeper concepts only. So, you know, for example, they will probably ask, what is higher order functions or higher order components or something like that, right? So something like, you know, what is prop drilling? How can you get rid of prop drilling? How can you use a callback? How can you update a state in a child component? Something like that, right? So this is what I saw, what other people asked me for other jobs in certain kind of similar situations. Also, as I said, basic knowledge of data structures. I think that's fine. I mean, you know your arrays, you know your objects, you know your sets, maps, whatever, setters, getters, all of that. And also, you know that in JavaScript, everything is an object. And then they said analytical knowledge for a mini algorithm. I don't know what does that mean. Maybe here Pro Evils knows English better. This is what they told me. And let's think what they can ask, right? So it's kind of weird. Okay, so our Pro Evils here said use effect sure, but the certain example with the reducer is a third-party library and not knowing it isn't indicative of some skill issue. Okay, I get your point. But yeah, for me, because I used it a lot, maybe I just got into like it, and I know exactly if you tell that you use Zustand, then you need to know, right? All right, so what is your opinion on Bolt.new? I mean, man, like this AI cooked me. Like you know, the application that I used to have behind me was about white noises, and tomorrow I have, by the way, this interview was for 1 hour and a half. Just realized that. Where is the link for this? To prepare, you have to have Node 20 or 21 installed on your computer and your editor or IDE of choice. Probably Pro Evils here will tell me, go install VS Code because honestly, it will yell at me better if I do a mistake. Okay, so I will answer now your questions. So what is your opinion on Bolt.new? Yeah, Bolt actually was really surprising for me. It rebuilt the whole application from scratch in 2 minutes. And I was like, okay. What is your opinion? I answered that, sorry. So the thing is, that looks good, a piece of code. This is not a good piece of code. This is an example of a set where I showed how can you actually count how many bananas or strawberries you have. So this can be done very easily with a reducer as well. But then like someone told me that sets are faster for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, let me actually check. So here I'm just setting a fruit and then fruit of count of 0. Fruit of count of get that fruit plus 1 or of 0. So, and for const fruits and fruits, for const fruit of fruits. So for of here will probably work better than a mapper or for each or whatever. Yeah, I actually tend to use this sometimes. And with objects, you can say const, and you do like a value or key value for const key value of something. Also that works, or in actually in for object. Let me just go back. Yeah. Sometimes actually your LSP can know exactly what you want to do. So you see, for in object, that's better. Yeah. The thing is here, if I do RFCE, it doesn't get me. So no React though. It doesn't give me any React problems, any React snippets though, which is bad. VS Code will do that. Are you where is it from? From Azerbaijan? No, I'm not. Yeah. Do they ask data structure and algo for a dev job, not a senior? I mean, yeah, they should, 100%. I mean, why not? Are you doing a website? I used to, but now we are actually learning a bit of algorithms. Ask all users what they are searching. There's your code. I don't get it. I work with JavaScript mostly. Why people are actually asking about my ethnicity? That's really weird. You can guess and I will tell you. This is the game that we play every time. So if you know, don't tell them. Let them guess. Are you always live? Yeah, I am every day, but yesterday I wasn't, so every day sometimes. That's the answer for this. Yeah. By the way, I had today and also another interview with Adobe. So Adobe, I'm a contractor with them, so they tend to ask me a lot of questions about building stuff. So I wanted actually to go into an internal, but it's kind of weird because they don't accept anybody, and they're also very selective, even though that I'm in the company as a contractor. But they tend to kind of like ask a lot of questions about who's this guy, why he wants to join, as if you are joining a cult, you know. It's very funny. I don't like it. But the thing is that it tend to be really good, like to just train and stuff like that. So I went into the interview. I tried my best to kind of get as much answers as possible, and it wasn't technical, just management level kind of thingy. So they asked me a lot of questions. What was the worst mistake and that you did, basically. And then yeah, and then honestly it was kind of like I got the vibe that the guy who was asking me has never been an engineer. Honestly, it's kind of like a very weird situation. Yeah. Where do I live? I actually live in Germany, and I'm not German. I'm Tunisian, so I'm not Iranian. Zayn is saying. Raimi said, "Are you always live?" Yeah, day by day, or every day. I try my best. Basic knowledge of data structure and analytical knowledge of our mini algorithm doesn't make much sense in English. It's pretty vague. Perhaps it means things like BST or something like that. Honestly, myself also, I actually think, let me see. Yeah. Like my email translated that automatically. It was in German. Yeah, so what is different concept? This is kind of custom. Different concepts means like deeper concepts and grundlegende Kenntnisse über Datenkurs. So it's kind of like basic knowledgeable stuff, and then the analytical part. I don't know what it will be about. I'll just be there and answer as many questions. Good, bad, I don't care, honestly. Yeah. Someone said, can we work together? We can. I mean, you can help out with this also application that I'm doing. You can join our Discord and you will find us talking about it, so why not? What does CS jobs look like in Germany? Is there a good opportunity? Yeah, there is a lot of good opportunities. Before 2023, I think it was booming. Everybody was getting a job easier, but now it's very hard to do this. And honestly, I hated it lately. I couldn't even get any calls anymore. Even though that I think that I'm a good developer. Like, I don't think that I'm a good developer, but I think that I'm a good element of any team. Let me explain it like this. I think if you put me into a team, I will do my best to deliver what I can, right? And that's something that people tend to like nowadays. But still, I didn't get a lot of options. And honestly, got 2 interviews. I just talked about them. One is about Adobe, and Adobe now is the worst time to join them because they seem like to fire people because their what is it called, shares are down or something like that. I don't know. I don't even understand it. But the thing is that in the market, they are getting roasted every day with Canvas and with other tools that are free to edit the PDFs and stuff like that. That's it. Yeah. And what part of Germany I'm from? I'm from Munich. München. Would you consider switching client? I would love to, man. Like Dan AutoHandle asked. I would love to. If anybody actually have a possibility for me to do an interview, please let me know. Yeah, if you have big contacts and nice. I mean, are you a friend of me with All right, are you friend with me on LinkedIn, or how can I say this? Are you contact? I don't know how to even ask it. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, sure. Get in touch with me, please, and let's connect. Yeah. Oh, Pro Evils, we are connected on LinkedIn, right? Yeah, please let me know, because I tend to work always. Yeah. Yeah, are you connected with me? Yeah, correct. Correct, yeah. Nice. Oh, Jasminka, or how can I say your name? Yasminka or Jasminka? I don't know. Said, yeah, I'm from Munich too. I mean, if you are developers anywhere and you want to guys meet up and maybe build like some stuff, even go for a walk, I tend to like to do that also lately, especially that I'm no lifer. No lifer, yes. That's I don't touch grass in our way to say it. So message me please, or DM me, or whatever, on Discord, or here on TikTok, and I will make sure to actually gather the people that are around Munich and we can meet up for a pizza or something. I'll pay for it. They don't have to think about it. Okay, at Adobe, that's what they lie to you about. I mean, Adobe is a big deception for me. I'll tell you my story in Adobe. Actually, this is one I think they will fire me tomorrow, but fuck it, man. I don't care anymore. I will just share my screen. So look at this. I am a developer, right? I come with a good package, doing like I was at some point doing one-on-one. If you ever heard about one-on-one or pixel changes from Figma to HTML, this is I did for a long period of time, where I was really shining a lot, and a lot of people knew that if you give me a page, like let's say you give me a page with whatever, like a header on top and some elements here to build up for you, and you tell me, hey, can you please build it for me pixel to pixel, I need it for my project, HTML, no JSX, no nothing, I will give it to you completely. So people heard of this, basically surrounded by me, and they said, hey, from like one-to-one, I opened like a small company. I called it Sakohi, is like my surname, right? Sakohi. This is I know that European cannot say the word ha, which is an Arabic letter, and then CEO for company. Basically, I opened it in the UK, actually, just for the fun of it. I opened also, like I attached it to my PayPal, and I said, hey, anybody who wants to work with me, I'm really open. Please let me know. Funny enough, somehow, first company that reached me out was Adobe. So Adobe was like, hey, we're interested in this. We need you to help us with something. I was like, perfect. I mean, I can do this. The thing is that I know Adobe works with Spectrum CSS. So Spectrum CSS is a very good library that we can use in the public. So imagine you being working for a company, Spectrum, and you'll be working actually with your own GitHub, right? Because you are working on something that is open source, and you will be one of the contributors of one of the biggest CSS libraries that Adobe owns, which is Spectrum CSS. It's very, very cool. You can actually check it. They have like React also components for this, and also you can just do CSS Spectrum Adobe buttons, for example, and you will have like really good buttons that you can use. For example, these ones here. And I tend to use this one, for example, day to day. I know this is the primary one. This is the secondary one. There is a white one here, primary variant as well. There's accent, primary, secondary, here you go, and so on and so forth. So these I build them like ChatCN, right? The thing is that this was really epic. Like I started really nice. I thought like, yeah, if I'm gonna be a contributor, it's gonna be epic. I mean, I enjoy being a contributor, helping the people and stuff like that. Then somehow, as I am a contractor, I found myself in a second switching from this to something else called the Growth EMEA team, right? And this Growth EMEA team actually uses no code at all. It's drag and drop. So you have two paths here, and the money was good with them, by the way. That's why I decided to stay, even though they put me like in another team. They told me, look, either you learn Sophia. Sophia is like a drag and drop testing tool. Like if you have a JSON, you say, hey, there's a title. This is the title. and I want to switch it to a new title, right? This is not coding at all, actually. It's just you switching titles, switching buttons. And sometimes if a component is not enabled to switch something like this, then you won't be able to switch anything. So as if the page has the enablement part of it only on the left hand panel, so let's say you only in the slider here, then you cannot edit anything but the slider. So okay, then I said no, I won't do this. I mean, I didn't tell them that, but I showed them by not working on that. And I told them what is the other option. They told me there is something called Adobe Target, and believe me, all of this I learned because I was in a panic mode. I was like, what is this? And I'm a developer and I ended up learning growth stuff, and I don't even tend to know why I did that. So Adobe Target part here came that, okay, you can do development, but it's either vanilla, which means vanilla JavaScript, plus vanilla CSS. So imagine, right? Some guy created with React, another team created with React a page, right? And in this page you have like a product, and then you have here where you buy the product, right? So here you have CTA, and this CTA is for Acrobat Pro, let's say, right? The problem is that this space here that happens, and then this CTA that I'm gonna build it not with React, because then this is rendered already. I need to kind of hop on top of it with another GS layer and use vanilla JS and vanilla CSS to edit it. You know how much pain is this? Imagine if someone, yeah, it's like an MMA fighter thrown into a boxing match. Literally, like there is a button that if you hover on it, it does a tooltip. Imagine if I touch it with vanilla JS. I change this button to accent, for example, to the white button. You think the moment I hover over this white button, I will see the tooltip? Hell no. What do I need to do here? I need also to create the tooltip. and I ended up doing this. I will show you. I have it actually. I have some of the Spectrum stuff that I worked on vanilla here. So I started, where is it? Selectors on the op. So this is me doing modal, or where is it? The select about tooltip. Here you go. This is the tooltip. I'll show you the raw code. This is me. This is the 80 offer, that the GS snippet that tops, right? This is me going to say, hey, if someone used to be tooltip, this is my whole function, right? With background color and direct. So I created the function on top of the function that they use on React, and it selects everything that you tooltip. For each one it creates a small chevron, for each one it does the border, for each one it appends like these classes. And then they came to me and said like, no, you don't use Tailwind at all here. No. So I had to do, okay, no Tailwind, fuck it. Okay, what should I do? I called it to be tooltip nulled. So it's nulled without anything basically. Again, same thing but different. And now I'm going styles. But like they blowed my mind. You know where they put me? They put me like as if I am the creator of CSS or JavaScript. I am the creator of jQuery again, you know. So this is a framework on top of a framework. So I am looking for any tooltip stuff, building the tooltip, building the chevron, building the styles, and look how smart I am. So I did this kind of, not how smart I am, but how Reacty I am working. I'm working as if I'm working with React as well. I just spread the tooltip classes and said, hey, if someone actually uses data sets somewhere here, yeah, I will get everything as a data set. So I have a div that is empty, and then it has data set width, data set BG color, data set. So I tried to kind of make it close to Tailwind, right? And at the end, I return nothing. I just add the event listeners of mouse in, mouse over, mouse out, or mouse. Like, what am I doing with my life? And then I delivered. You know, at that moment, what they said, like happening, I saw happening. I think that they just wanted to fire me with this kind of challenge. And then I did it. And they were like, what? This, what? How? What the fuck? Like, this guy did it? Okay. Then give him 72 pages to work on real tests. And for me, I was like, what the hell I'm doing? Like, okay, They give me money, but it's not good money. Why? Because we have something called the finance. This is Germany, right? This is something that I wish that nobody have in their life. Finanzamt. This Finanzamt is a layer, because here in Germany you don't pay taxes yourself. Basically, you get a salary from your employer. Salary goes to Finanzamt. The API from Finanzamt clicks and tells them, hey, this guy works many jobs. Put him in class 6. You know what is class 6? Is 60% of everything you make. So let's say I was making with one job, right? One job, let's say I make 5K. With 2 jobs, you say, okay, multiplied by 2, that's 10K. No. With Finanzamt to be like, oh, you know what? Wait a bit. Let's calculate it. Blah, blah, no. Okay, you get only 6.5. Okay, right? And that's when you say, so I am working all of this for just 1.5K more? Fuck this, man. I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. So that's how I go to work every day with Adobe. Now I told them, okay, you know what? If I'm going to work with you, I still have only 3 months left, by the way. And 3 months left, which means actually not 3 months, only 1 month left, 1 month and a half. So if I'm going to finish with them, I'm gonna try internal. I tried internal in US. They told me, no, you are from Germany, you cannot. I tried even in India, but work remotely. I tried these remotely. Here you need the special visa. Here you need special visa. Even Romania, I am in the European Union, and Romania I need also special visa. So they told me you have only one chance. I logged into the work table of actually Adobe, and I found only one job. One job. It's called designer engineer. I told them, okay, I will do this one. And they accepted me. First interview, I passed. Second interview, I passed. You know how many technical interviews I will have? 2. One for dev, general concepts, one for React, and one for spinning a full app. They told me like you will, actually 2 technical, but then third one will be in the office, I think, where I will spin a whole app from zero, like the one that I did with White Noise, like create Vite app, blah, blah, blah. And I showed them how I can work with an API very quickly. Like how can I spin up an API worker? Like, I don't know, like a JSON holder, or what do you call it? JavaScript holder API or whatever like that. So this for me was like the moment that I knew this, I was like, man, like I'm not even encouraged to do this anymore. Like I'm not even encouraged. You know, I was in an interview once, and I will just put this into like a final story, la fin, like le fin or la fin, I don't know, French words. All right, so the end, let's say, the end of the whole story. I once was in an interview where they liked me a lot, and I didn't like them because I felt the attitude coming up. There was like 5 developers in the coding session. Everybody kept like, I write a word, like I write, let's say like array, and I dot m, and they'd be like, not that. So they were like too toxic. But I finished actually the job here, and I did everything correct, and everybody liked it. They even applauded. They said, yeah, we will probably accept you, just wait 2 days. Now the final question: who is your idol in life? And for me, I was like, you know what, I need to say the funniest thing and just disconnect. I told them, you know what, my idol is Kanye West, because he once said, and they started laughing super hard, and believe me, they accepted me at the end, but I had to refuse because I felt the problems coming up before I start working with them. So I said I said, as Kanye said once, or something like this. So I'm gonna give them like as if Kanye is like a very knowledgeable guy. Anyhow, that's it. I mean, I told you all this story probably so you can give me an advice, right? Because honestly, I feel like what I'm doing, all of this framework on top of framework, this kind of problem that I'm solving for Adobe is not gonna help me with anything but to become like maybe style CSS nerd or something like that. But I don't think that's a good approach to do stuff, because this raw code here is just a raw stupid code that I wrote, and ChatGPT can do it, but ChatGPT is not good in this level because he doesn't understand what you're doing in the first place, and if you give him something here, probably will flop somewhere. Like especially here, for example, with the translation part, like you need to translate basically on the width of the parent to see that the tooltip starts from the middle and goes up. So yeah, Zain here said start a sole partnership and contact as freelancer. I wish, man. It is kind of weird for me in this situation. Yeah, I'm still new in Germany, and I'm not new, but 4 years now, and I don't speak German that good, so it tends to be super hard to get contact. So I either do German, or I either become good developer, I either do this, or I get this, or I do that, or I take care of my child or something like that. So it is boom boom boom, like so many things. Const is var, but on a little scope. Hey Hardin, how are you? I'll reach out to you, by the way. I need to finish up with some tasks this week, and Saturday we can talk about the project. Yeah, have done HTML and CSS, remain JavaScript. Well, you're going to open Elden Ring as if Dark Souls level with JavaScript. ChatGPT is crazy good. You get afraid? No, not. I mean, sometimes it flops, man. In this level, as I told you, it flops a lot. What is the whole program doing? I'm not doing any program here. I was talking about something that I did at my job. But yeah, here you go, my GitHub again, if you want to check it out. What is my LinkedIn? I'll share everything right now. My LinkedIn, actually, as I am sharing my screen. My LinkedIn. Oh, what is happening to my connection? This is my LinkedIn. This is me. This is where I work. Basically, I have 2 jobs now, SFC and application engineer from Adobe. And yeah, I work with them in tandem, and they're really nice people. SFC is like the dream team. We have only one call, 15 minutes every day, and you just get to code a lot. And that's what I like. Just get me what to do, and I will go and do it. Yeah. Adobe, I just gave you, like, I mean, sometimes I have a task at Adobe that I got tagged in every day. And I'm like, why you just tag me every, if I update it, I will let you know, and so on and so forth. Oh, someone said I have to program Super Mario in school. That's good. All right, I will accept everybody, by the way. I will be really happy to contact everyone. And also Dine Auto Handle. Is he here still? Please, what's your name? I forgot it. I always forgot that. Yeah, it just sounds like a bad experience, he said, in terms of client/project, and you needed a Steuerberater. Yeah, I needed Steuerberater 100%. Alan, yeah, yes, for sure. I think you told me about your name and I forgot it. Bro, it's Deutsche. No, I'm not Deutsche. I wish though. You have me on LinkedIn, Alan Berberovich. Okay, you're probably from the Balkans area with your name. How do you say Kakose Brate or something like that? I was in Serbia for 1 year and a half in Belgrade. I lived a good life, honestly, there. It was like, yes, Croatia, nice. I never went to Croatia, actually. No, I once went into a train, and I ended up in Croatia, in Zagreb. And just because I slept on the train. I mean, I went from Serbia to Croatia just like that. Hey there. All right, so now let's talk about these problems that I have here and what I did exactly. Because now let's talk kind of sets and stuff and solving issues and looking at these and reading them again to see if I actually chose the right one or not. Yeah. So it's valid. This one is valid. Tends to be also something that I actually got asked this one before. And what you do here is actually just to show that you know how to use a map. By the way, the map.add works, and in terms of set, wait a second, map, to set a value in a map you do map.set, but on a set you do set.add, I think. Let me check, because I honestly think that that's it, right? No. In a set you do, no, actually in a map you do .set, and in set you do .add, yeah. Because I tend to laugh about it, it never is set.set, so I always say to my friends, hey, it's either set.add or map.set. Kind of cool, right? So this is a missing number problem that I remember having, and this is this valid problem that I remember also having. The other problems, actually, we got from ChatGPT and we fixed them together in the live stream, but I tend also sometimes to use really stupid approaches. Like here, for example, I just did a for loop, which is simple, but you can do better. You can do it here with also a set or a reducer, which is tends to be probably better, because then you will have an object that you will return automatically at the end. Or yeah, here we are just having like yeah, for example, here result is a good naming. Sometimes I tend to use also temp for temporary. So also know what you're going to name your variables, because that's also a very good thing for the interviewer to be able to see it, right? Do you know TechFriend? Yeah, I know him actually. He he follows me, and I really enjoy it that I see people actually following me and tending to tell me that I'm doing a good job and all of that, even though that I'm trying my best and all of that. Good. Nice. So yeah, I think I have yeah, I will contact Alan here on LinkedIn, so I don't forget about it. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I just had an invite from a guy who works at Uber. That's nice. Zain, you work at Uber, right? Zain works at Uber as a software engineer too. That's nice. And he works also at ESL. Is this like the gaming industry thingy, like ESL with Counter-Strike? It was like a server-side thingy where you can line up with other 5 people and play for a game or something like that. Have you seen any good movie lately? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Good movie lately. Yeah, I watched like a horror movie. It's called Smiley 2 or something like that. I mean, Smile 2, I think. I tend to like it because I watched the first one, and then the second one just brought me back to the story. I wanted to know what happens. It's like a movie where it just takes always a wrong turn. Okay, so people who are asking where am I from, where do I live, it's up to you now to guess, because that's the game that we play. If you ask about where I'm from or my ethnicity, then you need to guess. What programming language is this? This is JavaScript, by the way. Nice. David said that he had to actually program Super Mario in school. Horror movies would be nice. I think, yeah, Smile 2 was one of the best that I watched lately. And after that, I don't watch more. I don't really have time. You know, I finished with the interview with the streaming now. It's 4 a.m. already, or 3 a.m. after. And then I go to sleep, but sometimes my son wakes up, so I cannot sleep. So I tend to sleep late, wake up early sometimes. It's just messed up, so it's kind of, you don't have it anymore. But yeah, Silicon Valley. I'm not from Silicon Valley. I wish. But it would be really nice to be a developer at Silicon Valley. Thanks, Ardeen. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I will accept our review. A lot of people added me. Nice. So yeah, so let me explain this part about the is valid part, because that seems to be something that I got a lot of questions. Why, how, kinda. Alright, so this is valid function takes like a string of parentheses or brackets or whatever, and it tends to see if you have open parentheses, do you have the closed one as well in the same string? If yes, then it will delete these two, kinda, and move forward until it deletes all of them. And then if you have a stack of length 0, means that you have a complete is valid function, right? What am I doing here? All right. Yeah, so let me just return that. Yeah, cool. So this is why it's really interesting here. So you can just go take or actually maybe the stack of 0 here, what is happening is that I'm actually pushing into a map, into like an array, anything that I find from these, and then tend to look for its convenient closer, or the closing part of it, and then I push it here. So if there is open and closing, I get rid of them both and delete them both. So for const char of s, so here what we're doing is just going like for every character of the string that we have here, which is a for of, seems to be a good thing to use here. If there is no map of that character, which means that there is nothing of that character here, right? We will push that character, basically. We'll push that character into the stack. Else we will pop it. So else if the stack.pop is different from the map.character, which means that there is no closing tag for that in same string. So stack.pop here, what we mean by it is that the end part of that, for example, if you have a parenthesis, we are looking closing parenthesis, we are looking for the open one. So if the map of the next character is not equal to the closing one, then return false and say, yeah, this is probably doesn't have that closing part of it, and so on and so forth. You just continue like that. It seems a bit complicated how I wrote it though. I don't know, because for a second here I actually tend to flop a bit because I don't know what I wrote and then I got it. But you can write it better than me actually, and maybe make it more readable. I don't know. Yeah, I will just go again to show you something better. For this one, it's just that maybe you have questions. Let me read them. I guess San Jose. No. I'm living in Germany actually, so you don't have to guess anymore. What distro I'm using? I'm using WSL Ubuntu basically. By the way, guys, thanks for all the followers. I don't know how many followers we have right now, but I'm sure that we have a lot and plenty. This live stream tends to be starting very good today. Thanks a lot. We reached out to 100 viewers and we have now more than 200 followers just today, which is awesome. Yeah, on TikTok alone, which is perfect. I will maybe tomorrow go and make some videos about interview questions and stuff like that, and what I got asked. What is the difference between async and sync? Well, whenever you do async in a function, you know that you have to await in something inside that function. Actually, now right now the IDEs or the integrated development environment that you use, like even NeoVim, if you tend to use like function that is async, means that you actually need to await for a value inside that or return an awaited value inside that function, which means that you will call a function that returns a promise, which means that you will need some time to return a value or a calculated value from that promise or from that awaited function. Synchronous coding though doesn't wait for your await, it just goes from top to bottom and reads everything one by one. Dupresti said, are you streaming on other platforms? Yes, I'm actually streaming on Twitch right now. There's 4 viewers there. And you can also follow me on Twitch. I don't know how many. Oh, I actually gained 3 followers today, which is nice. I also Twitch stream and YouTube stream. I do everything at the same time. So you have to do a Super Mario game, right? I have some tips for you. Probably is to use classes because that tends to be like a good thing. And you have also to map the key arrow keys, like to do some stuff like to move your character, and maybe you can get Super Mario like sets or designs from a website where you can get something similar for copyrights and stuff, and you can use it directly. So whenever you jump, it changes to something. Whenever you move right or left, it changes to something else. So you have your character actually being animated correctly, right? Maybe do that. It's gonna be a good thing actually. I pinned the comment there, and I will actually, did I share Twitch with you guys? Yeah, I will share it again, no problem. But low code? What is low code though? Is it like assembly code or something? I don't know I don't understand your question though. What's your opinion about low code? Well, I don't understand it. As I said, the tips, just do a class component and check. Oh, login with SQL as well. You did stuff. Okay. What are you using? Using JavaScript? What framework? Are you using framework in general? Actually, I would do a game with Vanilla.js if I were you. Yeah. Or 3JS or something like that. What's the difference between Java and JavaScript? I think the difference is like car to carpet. This is what I always say. It's just Java is more tend to be on the back end than JavaScript is on the front end. Yeah, but also JavaScript is also in basically the back end now as well. Cool. I'm using C#, so Visual Studio. I don't know in this one actually. It might be that you're talking about okay, the Super Mario game, right? So you're making it with C#, so Visual Studio. Oh, okay, interesting actually. Very good stack. And for SQL and stuff like that, you're using natively like in the front end, or maybe like you have something else for Visual Studio that is connected directly to SQL. At this point, I have no idea. I'm more a front-end developer actually. I'm not a back-end dev. Nice. And about what I'm making, we are just talking about interview questions and stuff. Cool. Thanks for all the questions. I mean, it seems like you guys are really motivated today to ask a lot, but all good. Trying to answer them. Let me just check this and do it. Nice. You know, there's something called flares in TikTok. If you use, you get to have a lot of stuff happening. Did this just jump away? Interesting. So yeah, what is your next question, guys? Very good stuff. Is Golang still needed in the industry? It's very needed actually. I think it's lately became one of the best actually language to learn. I don't know where I saw that, but someone said that it's becoming one of the best language because it has some good updates to it lately, and maybe that makes you actually go and check it. Come on guys, I think to achieve a new level of yeah, this is really good. A new level of TikTok stuff, I need to kind of have more than 150 viewers in one live stream, which is weird for me. Like, this is the first time that I see this. Total views also is something that they tend to ask about a lot. So if you don't mind sharing, that would be nice. There's like these levels of live stream part, which is really amazing. I never had heard of this, but this seems cool. Good morning, mate. Good morning. How could one get good at coding with no previous experience? Trial and error. I think that's it. Are you preparing, bro, in your common interview for same person? Yeah, I'm actually preparing like that. You always tell to use a roadmap, but what do you do after that? YouTube tutorials, maybe. Actually, roadmap, whenever you click on one of the roadmap sections, it will give you everything that you can do with it. And I tend to tell people to go to roadmap.sh because honestly, it's the only thing that makes you better at what you do. It's just to know from other people what they chose. And that's why I tell you always to go there. Yeah, David here seems to be a very good developer. He's learning good stuff, and he's trying to even if he's novice, he said that he's new, but he tends to actually implement some things from his gaming career, like statistical part where he shows like the best scores and stuff like that. That's a good thing. That's how you learn. just some people are just commenting weird stuff, so I need to ban them. Are you have a class? What do you mean? Do I have a class? Maybe I don't have to, but it's a good idea actually to have a class where I can teach them stuff. Yeah. And you need a lot of time as well. Yes. Trying to learn SQL and work looks similar. Yeah, it is. SQL is just for databases and stuff, so you need to maybe learn an ORM next or something. But like, how can it be trial and error if you don't even know what for, if, else, if, do in code? So what you need to do here is just to get to know this stuff, like to know the data structures, to know like the if else, you know, like the looping functions, to know all of that. And that's a tutorial. So learn firstly like 3 videos, 4 videos, 4 hours, 5 hours of tutorials completely of learning JavaScript. If you type it on YouTube, you will find the best for free. You don't need to do anything else. No buying, no course, wherever. Then you just go into that with the mindset that you're gonna create something. When you start to create, you'll make a lot of mistakes and you will move on. David here is 17 and he's making his own game. I don't think that he ever did his own game, and he's still learning, and that's good. At 17, I didn't know what is JavaScript, so that's a good thing. Look at him right now, he's learning. Maybe if he continues like that for another 5 years, he will take my job. So it depends. What do I think about Python? I think Python is the easiest one to learn from this, and yeah, I will tell you learn Python if you're interested in data. Yeah, data analytical jobs, data management jobs. If you are good with actually using UIs like Databricks and stuff like that to append your APIs into a function and move on. I don't know. Doesn't mean anything. My business partner was Mensa Club guy, Pro Dev C3DS. Okay, is Mensa is the group of the people who are super smart or something like that? I heard of this before. For engineers, still everything is for okay. Engineering doesn't define which language you go to. I think the engineering part is just how you think, regardless of what you're doing. With JavaScript or Java, the engineering part comes with how you split up your code, how you define your functions, how you remember this kind of like good stuff about your code, right? David, what do you mean? Yeah, I think he will explain you again. Is 21-year-old too old to start programming career in AI? Man, you are 21 and asking about it. 21 is still minus, as if you said right now, is minus 10 years old. Good for me to start. You're still in the minus, so all good. Start now. In 9 years, when you're 30, I think you will become the best developer ever. 9 years of experience is like senior of seniors, like architectural level, if you are good with it, for sure. If you are building stuff. Yeah. So Java is for more backend. Maybe he, his name is Jeez Louise. What do you mean about, maybe about how or what you want to achieve at the end? That's a good question. What do you want to achieve at the end? Becoming a web developer? Something like that? I don't know. It depends. Actually, one of the senior developers at the companies that I will work for actually checked my my code today. Very nice, very nice. I need to be interviewed by this guy probably tomorrow. A lot of people around everywhere, which is really cool. He's a senior software engineer and he did this for a lot. Yeah, seems like also a lot of people are actually started very early in engineering stuff, and they tend to have a really good knowledge of basically React and stuff like that. But I don't see him though doing a lot of React. Oh, okay, he has skills in Reacting. Google Cloud Platform, so GCP part. Nice, cool. So this is gonna be a good thing. I think it's not a bad thing. Which stack is this? I'm not doing any stack here. We're just doing like... Pro Evil said, where do you consider yourself at? Junior, mid, senior, etc. I think I would say I'm mid. I don't know, Pro Evils, where do you see me here? But you might also give your opinion, because your opinion, guys, will kind of give me a good like positioning when it comes to me saying where am I. But yeah, I tend to also have a lot of good feedback, so people tell me, man, there is no difference being mid or senior. I think being a senior also counts with how many years you've been doing one thing, so it's kind of also something that you don't tell yourself that you are there, but people will tell you. Dart is supposed to be the successor of JS and Java. I never heard this statement, but I think it's also close to what Rust said, right? But if I think about it, coding using ChatGPT is fine, unless you are just learning how to debug later on, how to debug properly. Yeah, ChatGPT gives you good examples and advice, that's true. I see a good question here. Moderate said, Rami said, fetch API or Ajax? I think fetch API, because you don't need Ajax anymore. I think you need Ajax for Ajax instances, maybe to just do, hey, if you cannot call the backend or whatever, then you're not logged out or whatever, redirect something. But that can be done with contexts and APIs, and React later on has its context to do that for. So you use fetch with a hook, like use auth hook, then you're all on the clear. Okay, what is the Java issue with Google? That was a war though. I knew actually that, what is it called? Fetch is Ajax, yeah, but the thing is that maybe he tried to ask about fetch or Axios or something like that. But yeah, Ajax is also fetching. I think he wrote, yeah, fetch API or Ajax. I think Ajax, as Pro Evil said, yeah, is same. JS V8 engine developer designed Dart. Oh, okay. Okay, now I get your point. David is learning Java right now. Nice. Interesting, boys and girls. Fetch is a mechanism that lets you make simple Ajax asynchronous JavaScript and XML calls with JavaScript. Got it. Yeah. So actually, our friend here from Twitch said that the mechanism is already Ajax is called as is the short version of asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So you cannot say this or that. Yeah, that's correct actually. Now I have a tension on my back. For some reason it just came out. Okay. Nice. Cool. So what should we do tomorrow about all of this? I mean, tomorrow we will go back again to the white noise app. Today actually I will end up the stream maybe in 30 minutes and I go like learn a bit of things and remember how React works and for the interview tomorrow and see how it goes. On the other hand, I will just make myself ready and sleep well and stuff like that. Tomorrow we will be able actually to change our white noise application. I think I have found like some bugs to fix, so I will tell you about them all tomorrow, so be there maybe if you want to see me coding more. And yeah, what is the symbol next to the stack.pop method? It's just a bang. That means if the map. Where is it? Where is this stack.pop? This one. Sorry for that. So for me, I have like a formatter kinda that if you put this bang and then double equal, it returns it like that. So it's not equal to, basically, not deep equal to, or whatever you call it. Deeper equality being false. That's also something. Interview for what? For a React developer. Yeah. Ligatures. Yeah, ligatures. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, the word. My favorite thing about TikTok developers is their terrible notes on what they code. Where did you see my notes though? That's me explaining to you guys what I'm doing, so I think you don't get what we're doing. So PS, ECMAScript, all the async functionalities, you know, JavaScript is also apparently in Dart. That's correct, actually. To me, you are somewhere around the mid-level. You have generally good grasp of high-level concept, but sometimes the finer details is something you could research more. OAuth flow, GWT flow, yeah, correct. So I think I need also to go and search out about how things work when it comes to backend concepts. Like when it comes to GWT, very obscure. I actually, without you guys, I couldn't do it. Also, what else? Like concept. Right now, I forgot how to create a context in React. Actually, create context and then get context. Use context. Yeah, so I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. But you know what? In an interview, right? You know what? I had this problem. Let me show you. Some guy told me, hey, what if you have an array and then you have in this array 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in this array you are going dot map. Actually, let's do this. Let's do it. All right. You know what? GG top, and then let's do it as a problem, right? And then we will console log. So we'll console log here. We'll open this, and then this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will map, and then inside the mapper we will parse int without any parameters, right? What do you think will happen here? I will just do this as I will just do it like this so you guys can see it, right? So first problem, right? Now I'll just go here, I'll cancel out this one, and I'll go to Z challenge and then clear, and then I think node directly challenges. Yeah. So why this one here is one and not a number, not a number, not a number? Everybody, do you know what is the reason? So why this is, oops, it doesn't copy for some reason. Let me just go and grasp it again. I need to actually yank it with the Y. I forgot that I changed my so why this is returning that, right? Why my function, or not my function though, but well, you can say though, why mapping of parsed int returns 1, not a number, not a number, not a number? I want to hear from you guys. Okay, so here's a good GS test. Show us how to execute 5 promises in parallel, then show us how to execute sequentially, so one after the other, right? All right, so I will fix this problem first and then move there. I think this is with the promise.all and promise.something, right? Yeah, but that also wouldn't work, by the way. I think so. So the thing is that you can put num, and then you put here like parse int of num. Let's see if this will work. It's still 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you know why? Actually, if you don't pass any like this, right, it will always like not work for us. Why? Because this was an interview of mine actually. Why? Because the num part here, or if you use it like this, the par int will take as if it will take the first one. Okay, let me remember. The first one is the number, which will take 1, and then it will take the index of 0, which means now it's decimal, it's fine with 0, but then it will take the index as the radix part. So parse int actually takes a radix as a number. So it will take always the 1, and then the 2, and then the 3, and then the 3 will take its index, which is 2, and then the 4, the radix of 4 is not a number basically, and so on and so forth. So here if it will become 4, the radix of 4 of 3 is not gonna return anything because that's not something that parseInt accept. So that's it, that's why it does that. So for this you need to check Google basically to know what the parseInt accept, or you just do this and check that the type of parseInt arguments are string and then radix, which is a number, and the radix is between the value of 2 and 36 basically. And that's it. I mean, you need to know this kind of stuff. So yeah, for me it was like, I don't know. And then that was really bad. Radix is like the, you know hexadecimal, decimal, all these stuff. So the parse, if you do not pass anything to it, it will take the value first and then the index of that value as its radix. That's it. I mean, this is a problem that I didn't know of and I learned. Like the base of 2, base of 10, yes, that's true. Yeah. As a function pointer, when you map in, you have to get the current value. Yeah. parseInt with params, so inside num, parseInt num. Yeah, that will fix the issue as well. But what if you pass it without? So if you pass it without, as I said, it will just return not a number, but 1 will be returned anyhow, because somehow the radix of 0 is working. So for some reason, I don't know, it's decimal probably or whatever. So yeah, it's something new. Yeah, so you either do it like this, and then as our guys on Twitch said, you do it like this and you just forget about it. You say here, hey, I'll just get this num directly here. Somehow the decimal part will be also, or the radix part will be also 0 for some reason, or maybe something else, and it will correct the whole thing, right? So that's it. I mean, this is fixed like that, but you need to know how to do that. Now, our friend on Twitch said, let me just copy his text. Here's a good GS test, he said. And this GS test is gonna be like this. I'm gonna make it into 3 lines so you guys on TikTok as well can see this. Let's fix this, and we go also on a break. So let's just take it upwards, and I'll make it as a comment. I'll just yank this and make it on top. All right, so here's a good GS test, he said. Show us to execute 5 promises in parallel. Let me actually create 5 promises. So how can we actually create promises? Or maybe I'll call them promi1 or something like that. New promise. I think promise accepts like this resolve function, which means that here you have like a reject and a resolve function, right? Inside this one here, which means that it accepts also a callback for some reason, or no, I'm not sure. And this callback, you can do something here, right? In my case, it will be resolve, right? And reject, I think that's how you do a new promise. And then here you pass wherever. In my case, I can do set timeout, right? And now it doesn't work. Set timeout. Does it be like that, right? I forgot this part as well. So this set timeout can be just like that. And here, let's time out this for 1 second. And this is gonna be resolve directly like that, right? And inside resolve, we can say resolve something. What is wrong here? Am I writing something wrongly? Yeah, probably, for sure. I need to actually end this up with that. Correct. So reject, we don't need it actually. For some reason, this is not linting correctly. Let me see. Resolve. I don't need that again, so let's just make it like that. Set timeout. This closes there. This is there. This is there. And yeah, it seems fine for me. Yeah, let me just yeah. So here actually you can just do, for example, to test this out, you can just I think I forgot that how it is done, but if you do actually promise all function, or if you do kind of like promise result equal promise all function, promise.all, I think. I don't know why my linter is not working now. It seems like I have a problem with this. Let me just do that. No, it seems like my LSP is not working at all for some reason. Yeah, let me check. This one is actually promise.all, and then this promise here, you give it an array of promises, which means that you can give it like promi1 or something like that, and it will actually take care of that and resolve it, kinda. And you can actually just try this out. Yeah, let me try it. I think I forgot how to write it, but I'm close. Yeah, so there is a problem here. Ah, okay, so there is a problem with somewhere here, it says. Yeah, so the promise all function is happening with false and true for some reason. Okay, it's not actually doing anything problematic here, so it says like set timeout is not defined. Set timeout. Am I writing actually something wrong? Yeah, I am typing something wrong. Let me check actually how it should work actually even on a GS file, but I think I wrote set timeout wrongly. Yeah, set timeout is without the O being. Yeah, this one, sorry, this one is actually doesn't need a big O, and then that will work. Yeah, I can forget that. Yeah, so now actually it's not showing anything, so I can actually console log something here. And for this one, I will console log, hey, I'm promise. I will console log something really, hey, I am a promise, and I'll just make it super big that I can see it later on. Yeah, you see when did this actually promise there? So let me actually show you again. This will just resolve after 1 second, right? Which is really cool. I mean, I didn't think that this would work. I thought that I will create something wrongly. So the resolve needs to be there. I'm not sure. Let me just actually take it off. Also to see if it is needed or not. It is not needed. In our case, it will resolve itself automatically after the set timeout, which is cool for us, but let's leave it, right? And resolve can be called without any arguments. Actually, you can console log the resolve part, I think. Yeah, cool. So promise all here, what it does is actually waits for everything to be done together. So let's create a new promise here. Let's say promi2, and this promi2 will take the same thing though, and we'll just return something else here. Let me just make this like a simple thingy like promise2, and this is a promise1 basically. I will answer all your questions, guys. I see that there is a lot of comments, but let me just do this, right? So promise1, promise2, but promise2 will be resolved after 2 seconds, let's say, right? So we see if it waits for both of them together or it waits consequentially, as he said. So the promi2 now is going to be there, and actually I think we don't need the result unless we want to show it. For us might be not needed, and let's do it. Here it will wait for both of them, promise1 and then promise2. So this is promise all, so it waits for all the promises and then it moves forward. The thing is now, if I wait actually for promise, let me do this promi2 and then promi1, does it actually execute them together or execute them in line? So now promi1 first, promi2 second. It actually launches them together. So promi1 was the one that actually got executed first, and then promi2 got executed at the same time, but it actually replied second. We can make sure with just making this as 1 second, and we can go here and do no challenges, and it will be promise1, promise2 together, right? You see, whatever you would call first will be the first one to be done. So here promise1, promise2, and then here, even though, oh, okay, that's weird. So here promise1 got actually resolved before the second one, even though it's actually called second. All right, so promise1, promise2, or together they it's interesting actually. Let me flip them, see if that's also the case again. Oh, here actually it will pick whatever yeah, I got it. So this one, the promise.all will pick them up as they are in, as if they are synchronously called. So promise one is written first, so it gets executed first, and so on and so forth. So we are correct here about that. So this is all together, and this is then show how to execute them sequentially or promises in parallel. So this is the parallel approach, right? Parallel approach. So this is all parallel, right? The thing is now you can do .then, right, to wait for something, and this .then can take, like, let's say like a function here, and you do okay, console.log I am done, right? And I will show you how this works. It waits for everything to be done first, and then it just console log I am done at the end, right? That's cool. Cool. Can't see the output. Oh guys, sorry for that. I will actually show you the output. Let me just do it like here. I will call this twice. So you see the output somewhere here. You should see the output actually. Here you go. This is the output. Sorry for that. So it's actually more than the screen. It just drops under the screen because my screen is really wide. Awesome. Cool. Now we need more challenges. These are so fun. Well, sure. I will do that. Sorry for that. Yeah. And use Lodash. I don't want to. Await promise.all blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's correct. Actually, I should have also used await, but that's in case if I am doing a sync function or something like that, that I need to wait for my promises. But in this case, I honestly don't need to. You pass the parse int as a function pointer. Yes, David, that was like the old one. What are you doing this all in the terminal? Yeah, on the terminal on NeoVim. So the thing is that, yeah, that's cool. So let us now clear that, and you know how to see everything. I'll just actually drop all my other console logs so you can see it in the screen. So where is all my console logs? Console log again, console log again. This is another, where is my console.log? Yeah. All right, so console.logs, there is a lot of them. I'm trying now to just get rid of them so you guys can see the output. Yeah, that's another console log that we got rid of, and this is another one. So every function that I do, I just do console log its output so you guys can see. All right, we need this one also this one. Actually, I can just do dot, so it does the same for me. Dot here as well, dot here as well. So I just get rid of all of this so you don't see a lot of problems. Here you go. Dot, and another dot. Oh my gosh, we did a lot of problems. Console log there, console log here, console log here, let's go next, console log here, let's go next, console log here, let's go next. Okay, cool. Okay, nice. Okay, so now if I just do this, I need to save first, by the way. If I do this, you should, oops, no. I was about to install something. Node. Okay, nice. So now you see only that, right? Which is good. Let me see your chats. Key comment on plugin for quick line commenting. Yeah, I can do that as well, but I was just showing you how to do it. I'm not using VS Code, by the way, Missy said. I'm using NeoVim. In a second, little bro. Thank you. All right. How do you comment blocks of code in NeoVim? I just do GCC with like a G block and CC for comments, or GB for block commenting. How did you do it? I just have my own LSP configured to actually accept GCC as a comment line, GBB as comment and block. Now I forgot actually how to do promise dot something else. Okay, let me check. So now I will go up. So we did this promises there, and now I need to actually do them sequentially, which means that I need, for example, to wait for a promise something, and then I will check promise dot. I don't have the LSP helping me here, but let me check if there is something for a promise that can do bind, call, raise, apply, reject, resolve to string, all settled. All settled is actually everything together to actually show that. Create a promise that is resolved with an array result when all the divide promises are all settled. Yeah, that's correct. I think this is where actually it will wait for all the promises to be resolved together, and then I am wrong actually. So this is the 2-1, and let me copy actually the same function and see what will happen here with that. So what I'm gonna do now is try to actually wait for all of them to be done together. Let me see. Yeah, so it waits. Okay, this is the part where we need it. So this is this is all together like parallel, which is all set, and this is the one that is let me just comment this again. This is where it's sequential. I think it just runs promise 1 and then promise 2. What matters is just you put them in there, and I will show you how that works. You just do here, yeah, to run promise 1, promise 2, then I'm done. But for some reason it did it. Let me just try again. Yeah, promise 1, promise 2, and then I'm done. And that's it, I think. Is this it? I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe there is another one for sequential part, but I think that's it. Dot all creates a promise that is solved with an array of results with all the provided promises resolved or rejected when a promise is rejected. Ah, okay. Call the object to be used for the current object. Okay, apply. I think that's it. There is no other way to do it, I think, unless there is like another way that I'm not aware of, right? Let me know, Pro Evils, in the chat if that's how you thought about it. Did you finish the white noise or move to another project? No, actually we are preparing for a for an interview tomorrow that I have, so we decided to just do some lead coding. Nice. Vite, React Vite, or TypeScript. What did you put for sequentially? For sequentially, I put dot all. Oh, wait a second, sorry. This is all settled. For sequentially, I put dot all, and for sequentially, I put all settled. Oh no, for parallel, I put all settled. For sequentially, I put all. Yeah, so the difference is that this one here, dot all, for not parallel, actually, this is sequentially. This will run them like this. So we have promi1, which is the new promise that is defined there, and promi2, which is another promise that is defined here. Let's say this is 1 is 2 seconds. So here, wherever it takes in parallel, it will do them like this. I will run promise 1 first, promise 2 second, then I will say I am done when they are sequentially done, right? Which means that we will see in the console log promise 1 output, which is here, console log that, then console log this one, and then it will console log I'm done. But this one will be just after a second because it's just 2 seconds here. And this one also can break, or actually this doesn't break if something is rejected, but this will break if something is rejected, and all settled would wait for all the promises to be passed or to be resolved, then it will console log here. Yeah, and that's it, I think. Yeah. Okay, let me show you this. Dot all and all settled difference. All settled. Oops, I did some wrong. Okay, all settled difference. Maybe I will read an article for this, or this is for me is cool. So here, promise.all will reject immediately upon any input promise rejected. So that's good. In comparison, the promise returned by promise all settled will wait for all input promises to complete, regardless of whether or not one of them is rejected. To use all settled if you need to find a result of every promise in the input iteratable. So all it is parallel, basically. Yeah. Cool. Is that, yeah, it seems like this is not very much, but if I say, for example, problem like promise both run all together. Yes, correct. This one can be true actually. Let me see sequential promises. JS, maybe this is something that I'm not aware of. Okay, so you will do okay, so we'll have them into an array and just do an for off of them, all of them, but I don't see that's actually a good thing. Let me see, maybe another one. How to sequentially resolve an array of promises. Okay, so they just map through them. So this is promises. Let me take an example of promises from here. Maybe that will help me actually. Promise, this is a promise that does a symbol, I think, or something. Yeah, so here it's kinda not showing me the ones that I want to see. This is maybe the best one. So wow, this is kind of the same thing that I did. Execute sequentially, will take this dot then dot result of a return promise 2, and so on and so forth. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, interesting. So you do it manually basically. That's how you can do it. All right, I mean, I get it. So this is really amazing. Yeah, console.log result 1 and then return the new promise. Seems like a bit execute, and then you need to call this execute, so it executes them though, which is interesting actually, and then you resolve with that. Interesting. Cool. This is where he runs them, and then it will return the resolve part. Okay, interesting. And this is kind of like a fetch part. Sequentially you can also put the await like this. Yeah, so this is what we do usually with JavaScript. Okay, I got it. I got the part. Yeah, nice. But I'm interested in this actually. I don't like this approach because you return the promise too, kind of interesting. But anyhow, this is amazing. All right guys, I think for today that's it for me. I think I need actually to just go right now, revise a bit, and maybe get some sleep for tomorrow. Thanks a lot for being really pushing out with me and all of that. I will let you know tomorrow what I did, and let's go back to the white noise application and finish with it, right? And for the interview, I think I will ace it. I don't have a problem with it. I think if it's like really a React part, I think I will be good with it. Otherwise, I will let you know for sure. And anything that I will have as an interview from the future, I will actually let you know of everything that I got asked, and I will probably even record it for you, so I have no problem for that. Okay, good. Thanks a lot for being awesome, guys. Thanks for the followers. I have a lot of followers today on TikTok. And yeah, you can go to Async Stack socials. I will share them with you here. And then you can add me on LinkedIn or add me on wherever, Instagram or YouTube or wherever. I will be really happy with you being helpful and following for all this knowledge stuff that you share with me. Thanks a lot also, Proevals, for your approach on teaching me how promises work, but all good. I will actually let you know tomorrow, as I said, and see you soon. So good night everyone, and take care of yourself. Bye bye.